Cenat's Mafiathon 3 isn't living up to the expectations. We briefly talked about this in a recent video where we're kind of reacting to the begathon. You know, people are crazy, bro, but I did personally admit that I felt that Mafiathon 3 didn't seem to kind of hold up to the hype of Mafiathon 2. It feels like it was just an upgraded version of Mafiathon 2, which ultimately made it feel kind of like a lesser version. Nothing's exactly new and exciting, but I think that's a big reason why he's kind of falling behind on his sub goal. But at the end of the day, bro, Cenat is crushing it. He's got over 100,000 live viewers almost at all times. I'm definitely think he's gonna beat his last sub goal. Bro is winning, and you know, I think this is just more of a talking piece, not so much more of like a he's failing and he's falling off type of thing. I think that would be pretty lame of us to do, but let's get right into the video, see what's going on. This video by Omizi, so shout out to him. Make sure you guys tap into the Berto2 channel. The link to that will be in the description. Berto2, Berto2, Berto2. We're trying to get to 26,000 subscribers. Where you at, family? I need to see y'all over there. Let's do it.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet. I ain't gonna lie, the Mafiathon thing that COD doing right now, that's boring as and y'all be saying DDG is boring. DDG is not boring. COD is boring as
Mafiathon 3 is not giving what I needed to give. Like, I don't want to watch Kai be a celebrity. I want to watch Kai be Kai.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like the reason Mafiathon or Kai's Cenat little stream is not going off how it should is because streaming is becoming oversaturated, and it's like it's not
that. It's just I genuinely think he's like, all he's doing right now is bringing celebrities on stream, which again, bro, somebody in my chat says that right now at the time of recording this video, he has 124,000 live viewers. Bro is winning. It's not like he's flopping. He's just not meeting the expectation of a bar that he set, not even that y'all set, if we're being honest.
Entertaining no more. That's why I don't watch no streamers, because it's like, why would I sit there on my phone or TV or whatever watching a regular person, regular human being for 24 hours?
For the most part, you can tell who's the genuine guest, like Marlon, Ray J, etc. But for the rest of them, no. They all up there trying to promote what they got going on, bro. God, get the guests out of here. They're trying to promote.
Cenat is looking to do the impossible in this year's version of Mafiathon, his take on what a subathon is. And on the way, people have been very critical about the stuff that's being placed onto screen for them to view. Now, there's a growing sentiment that the streaming bubble is going to burst. We've covered it on this channel before. And that does mean that Cenat may be susceptible to some of the same things that we claimed other streamers are going through in 2025. There's conversations about lack of energy from the Clover Boys, that the celebrities are on the stream and they aren't doing a darn thing, that begging for subs is not necessarily the route to go, and that overall there's just a general fatigue of these big overproduced streams.
I've seen no good clips of a Mafiathon, and it's actually like I've seen maybe like the Jonas.
That's kind of something that I said too, is like I remember with Mafiathon 2, I was seeing lots of clips left and right, new moments that felt like, you know, oh, that's funny. I just really haven't been seeing that many clips. The one thing that I've been seeing that's genuinely been entertaining from Mafiathon 3 is like those freestyles. Those were hard. There's some hard freestyles. The on the radar freestyles, those have been hard. Have y'all seen that? Y'all let me know in the comment section which one y'all think was the hardest. So far, I feel like T Grizzlies was crazy. He went dumb, and I fucked with V's.
Brothers, cool. Modern Wayne, cool. But like other clips, it's just straight chaos, straight yelling at each other, straight crashing out. Kai being upset about the outcome of everything. Like I just keep seeing little clips of like crash outs, them just yelling at each other for no reason. Kai being upset, aggravated, and his energy is just not the same as the other Mafiathons. Like his energy is just getting like wrap this shit up right now.
Let's take a look at some of the people's complaints and see if we can find out if Mafiathon 3 is a failure and if this is an indication as to what is going on in the WL black side of streaming going forward into the future. I think one of the main problems that people are having in this conversation is that they were so
let me hold a
ramped
dollar,
up
boy.
off of the high of Kai's past streams, and they're using that as a comparison tool for what's to come into the future. I'm a numbers man, and when I pull up the charts, it seems as though Kai is either on pace or even outpacing his past streams over the last few years, like comparing it to Mafiathon 2. So if the numbers are there, it has to be something greater. Maybe it's a quality problem. Maybe that's what people are saying.
Now, I don't be in your streams 24/7. Nowhere do I really even be in them bitches. I just be seeing clips, but everybody saying your shit look the same because of the clips. Kai Cenat mad at Reggie. Rakai did something crazy. It's the same shit over and over.
When it comes to the quality of the stream, there's been an ongoing conversation about who Kai has featured on his streams. There's two separate paths to go into this conversation. One, there is a guest issue. Everybody's starting to understand that Kai Cenat is a big name, big face in all of social media, all of mainstream media, all of these communities. And to be honest with you, he is a perfect place and space for you to get an ad off, whether it's music, whether it's a movie that you're working on, whatever production or project that you have going on. It is a great place for you to go to, get a lot of views, and ultimately promote your brand. But that kind of takes away from what people thought was the genuineness of the guest.
This Mafiathon ain't really hitting. It feels like the last Mafiathon, but a remix. The first one, yeah, they had celebrities come in, but now it feels like everybody's coming in for like a promo run. Like it's people that like, they come and then they drop something like right when they show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand people got things to sell, but it feels like they're coming on Kai's stream to literally just sell something. And that's kind of alarming to me. I'm not jacking it. It feels like they're just using it.
Now, Kai has become the person that you kind of have to come and sit down with if you want.
He's like a Jimmy Kimmel now. And ironically enough, Jimmy Kimmel, didn't he just get canceled or something going on with Donald Trump, something like that? We didn't tap into that one. Let me know if y'all want me to cover that.
Enter the streaming world if you kind of want to get lit, if you want people to see your face, if you got a project going on. And I feel like it's kind of translating, especially because a lot of the people that are showing up are only there for maybe 30 to 45 minutes at a time.
Now, there are times in which the blend can be made and it actually fit pretty well. Like when Marlon Wayans came on, it was a very funny and interactive moment, one that I think a lot of people like the clips from. But he was also putting out some sort of project. It kind of made sense. He had a project, he's funny, they had a genuine blend and bond, and it went together. Then there seems to be...
I think Kai Cenat, his next run, whatever it is, he needs to make it more centered around him again. Or maybe get like the whole AMP going or something, like just something about kind of him and his clique going out and doing something. That's why I really rock with what Speed's doing. I feel like Speed's is a little bit more interesting from the aspect that it's not surrounded by celebrities. It's just Speed going around interacting with the people in different states. I feel like that's hard.
Sometimes where there's a random celebrity that comes on and really they just have no purpose to be in there, but Kai just genuinely finds them funny, or the space is kind of funny, kind of like Ray J or whatever. And this is very foundational for streaming and content creation. Content creation and streaming and YouTube videos, Instagram, all that stuff is supposed to be this genuine and authentic conversation between people. You know, it almost feels like there's this community going on, that parasocial effect. It doesn't seem like this overproduced, pay to win type of program like major network news, television shows, etc., etc. So I think a lot of people have problems when fourth walls are being broken down, or when it lacks a little bit of authenticity in that regard, like when you go on the Jennifer Hudson show or whatever the case may be. Now, I get why somebody would do it, but it takes away from, you know, being in a room.
Yeah, honestly, I could see that. It's like Kai shit is slowly becoming a late night talk show. But I don't think that's his reality, though. I feel like this is just a lesson learned. He's going to go back to the drawing board and he's going to be just fine, me personally.
Taking the hot chip challenge, and I feel like I'm connected.
People actually watch Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not going to lie to you, my nigga. I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel, but as I've been a content creator, it has actually been a goal in my mind at some point in my life. I just want to be celebrity enough, famous enough that I was going to go on Jimmy Kimmel. Like that is like not like a goal where it's like I need that to happen and my life is made, but just some crazy out there goal, bro. Childhood dream. Like, yeah, like I wanted to be on Jimmy Kimmel one day. Like, and I still want that to happen. The show got canceled, so maybe it won't happen. I don't know if it's going to ever come back, but I wanted to go on that show one day. And I don't even be watching it like that. But I just grew up seeing like artists and my favorite actors or celebrity go on there. And like I would watch those clips on like YouTube and shit.
connecting with you because you're doing it too. I think another big problem that people are observing is not just the celebrities that are on the stream, but his friend group that is on the stream. I saw a note about there being a lack of A&P, which I understand that they have a lot of stuff going on. That's one of his groups, but he does have the Clover Boys. But, and we've covered it before, this iteration of the Clover Boys seems a little bit different. It just, I don't know. It's just a lot going on.
90% of the time, it feels like Kai's babysitting his friends, little odd. Group of people, but they all can't get their act together. Somebody's either fighting, somebody's crashing out, somebody's beefing.
I feel like at this point, Kai should just like kick them out, because you spoke to Ray how many times? Everybody else want to sleep. Everybody else want to get high. Reggie got a health issue. Just send them all home.
Now, I've covered the Clover Boys before in a previous video, and there's been a couple incidents that have definitely had people scratching their head. You know, the fight that they went on with the whole Dez and Rakai situation, where Dez literally dropped a slur, almost getting Cenat clapped off of the platform. And then their sudden addiction to weed that's just taking over their whole lives. But now today there's a new thing. There's a lack of energy in the vicinity that the Clover Boys are in, and it's even being noticed by Cenat himself.
If you don't want to do it, Ray, if you dead ass don't want to do it and you don't want to, and you want to sleep, then go sleep. I'm gonna go find somebody else. I'm gonna just find people that want to do it. That's what I'm gonna do. If that's what you want, if you want to do, if you want to sleep, because that's how you moving. You feel me? And I'm not gonna take no as no hard feelings. But if that's what you want to do, that can be it.
Wow.
Only thing wrong with Kai's Mafiathon 3 is the fact that everybody is not like engaged. But I just feel like throughout the whole thing, you feel me, with Mafiathon 2, everybody did everything. So like with every segment, everybody was there. I feel like this one, like obviously Reggie's sick, and I guess other people get sleepy, but like when celebrities come, nobody be there. Like
this one can be chalked up to internal issues. Now, I definitely can't solve this, and this is ultimately a very, very big commitment. But everybody should know what's at stake here. I mentioned it in the Clover Boys videos, but a lot of their revenue is still tied to Cenat. So if you do have to put up with this for 30 days, albeit an extremely hard task, I think it goes very much under the radar how hard this is an extremely hard task, but you do have to perform. Otherwise, I don't know, being expelled from this type of community is not very forgiving, to be quite honest with you. We've seen streamers fall off because they did not take things seriously at the time, and it ultimately backfired on them in the long run. Now, one of the elephants in the room to be addressed, and y'all probably might not like my opinion on this, but this conversation about Cenat having Mafiathon 3 really be Begathon 3.
I ain't gonna lie, we can literally go for 500,000 right now. Steals and deals. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If they had 500K right now,
I didn't see this clip.
Sleep outside.
500K right now, we will sleep outside.
Water beds. 500K. Oh my God, water beds.
I mean, bro, again, I kind of told y'all this in the last video. Begathon 3. It's funny. I see why people are saying that, but my nigga, he want to make his money, bro. He want to make his money back. I'm sure he spent a lot of money doing this shit. I'm sure there's some quotas. He's like, we behind. And that's not for y'all to feel bad about. Crack your jokes. Do what you want to do. But nothing has screamed that, yo, I'm a greedy fuck and I'm just doing this to take your money. You know, that's not the energy I'm getting from this.
Bro, Kai is fuck. Yo, just wrap up this subathon now, bro. Nah. He's getting desperate, bro. He's getting desperate. He knows this is the worst subathon ever. I ain't gonna lie. The first subathon, that shit hit different. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, Kai, bro, wrap it up, bro. This is just a begathon at this point, bro. What the fuck are you doing?
Now, I generally don't like this sentiment, and I investigated where it all originated from. At a certain point in time in the Mafiathon, the timer started to dwindle low. Now, that's something that I've never seen before, and it can also be seen as an indictment as to what's going on with Cenat and the whole Mafiathon experiment this go around. Like, normally, I've never seen a streamer's timer go low and they had to cancel it. But in order to continue for the stream to go on, Cenat had to pull in some tactics, you know, some big brain level tactics in order to get the ball rolling.
I'm matching subs right now. I owe y'all 1,500 out of what? 6,000.
Kai is now matching subs by gifting himself whenever the viewers gift. I mean, bro, it's a business at the end of the day, bro. This is the part where some of y'all as viewers, I don't even think y'all need to understand, but at the end of the day, it's a business, bro. Just think about, put yourself in his position. I'm not saying you should feel sorry for him. I'm not saying that you should kind of like feel as if I don't know. I'm not saying that you feel sorry for him, but if at the end of the day, if it was your business, you wouldn't want it to end either, and you would be pulling in any tactics and anything that is within the realm of respectable in your shit to still make it work, bro. You spent all this time and money and effort and energy. Like, you guys can't take that away. Y'all acting like he just doing some low effort stream though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Millions and millions of dollars are probably spent.
We almost there. I gave y'all 10 minutes for subs, and I had to match y'all. Welcome to.
That's kind of a desperate move from Kai. No, he shouldn't have to match subs at his level of fame. Okay, maybe it is a desperate move. But again, a lot's on the line. He might take a L on this whole Mafiathon 3. But again, if it was your business and you spent millions and millions of dollars and probably months of planning and you rented out this spot and you got a bunch of celebrities coming through, mind you, he probably has celebrities coming through and brand deals that he has to keep up with that are scheduled for later in the month. And then if the fucking Mafiathon 3 ends early, you know, that fucks up his business. So again, like, these are all things that I'm not saying that you should care about as a viewer. It's not your fucking business, and you shouldn't lose sleep over it. But if we're having the conversation, this is also the perspective that some of y'all might not be taking in consideration when you're just quick to be like, oh, he's just fucking begging. What's the big deal? Just fucking end it. You suck. You know what I mean? It's just not that black and white. Y'all, this is the side of that content creation that I think a lot of y'all just really don't get to understand or see.
Deals and deals. Doing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. We are at the final hour of the subathon. Technically not the final hour of the subathon. This ends at day 30 if the timer goes off. If that timer hits 0, I'm repeating to everybody. If that timer hits 0, chat, the stream ends. But if it don't hit 0, it continues. Each sub is 3
Grandpa said begathon.
seconds, but y'all about to use a power hour, which for a whole entire hour, the seconds of a sub are doubled.
And he's had to introduce those tactics multiple times throughout the stream in order to extend the length of how long the subathon goes, which again, a lot of people would look into and say, yo, this is a testament as to it going down. This feels like he's begging. This feels like et cetera, et cetera. I think that this is just an indictment on streaming culture as a whole. I think the crux of a lot of it is quote unquote begging culture, quote unquote. He's a live entertainer. This goes to a good cause. And ultimately, if you have an issue with just like the general notion of donating to a streamer as a whole, I think that that's perfectly fine. But I wouldn't overall, you know, say that this whole thing is a begathon, because if that theory exists, then isn't every subathon a begathon? I think one of the biggest indictments and criticism that I have, and these are my personal beliefs, the other ones were, you know, those of others, is that there is an authenticity problem when it comes to streaming. And I think that once you veer away from that, especially when it comes to content creation, you run into this issue where people are not feeling connected with the content creator anymore, which is the reason why they consumed you. It's the reason why they cut the cords. It's the reason why they turn.
There's this one like Drake line where he says in that one song with Jack Harlow, Drake says, "I'm getting so rich that my music's not even relatable." And I think that's just something that's kind of happening with Cenat. You know, it sucks because so much of what people love and appreciate about their favorite content creator is how relatable they are. Watching them come up and, you know, seeing them turn nothing into something. But now when you are something, naturally, you know, you want to keep progressing. You want to keep striving and thriving towards the next best thing. And before you know it, you look back, you know, you've built legacies and you've done all these great things. Now you're like this person that is considered bigger than ever, and nobody feels bad for you anymore. And I can definitely see how that's a tough place to be in, because it's like you want to keep striving and thriving for yourself. You don't want to just sit back and be like, oh, well, I'm great now. Mission accomplished. I'm done. What do I retire? You know what I mean? You're going to keep striving. You're going to keep going. But now you don't get that same benefit of the doubt of being the underdog. It's like, bro, you're rich, you're a millionaire, yeah, you're already successful. Like, why are you not doing this? Oh, you switched up, bro. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm successful now. I've been grinding my whole life for this. What, y'all not proud of me no more? You know, and I think that's just a hard place to be. And again, I'm not mad at when viewers talk like that, because I understand that it's part of the game. It's you know, you have to adapt, but it is still sad to see
off cable TV is because everything felt inauthentic, overproduced. It felt like a television show. It was ultimately a big place for ads just to be. But the closer and closer you move to that as a content creator, you start to lose that audience that did ultimately gravitate towards that.
That felt like a big sleepover with him and all of AMP, right? You'd always see Duke getting full, Phantom doing his Phantom text every time. I like putting his streams in the background as I work. And those streams kind of reminded me of just the times when I would have sleepovers with my friends.
When you're at the top, it's hard to go anywhere but down. And again, I think that's just the natural progression of shit. And which is why I say it's still impressive when you see people like Cenat in this space. It's like people, it feels honestly reminiscent to the Drake shit. Like people are talking shit. He's more known now. So there's more people talking shit. You know what they say? You ain't got no haters if you're not popping if you ain't got no haters. But in the midst of everyone talking shit and saying how his Mafiathon 3 sucks and last year's Mafiathon was, the goal was 700,000 subs, right? 700 something thousand subs. He's gonna pass that. There's still like over 10 or maybe 9 days left in the month at the time of me recording this. And he is going to pass that. So this stream, statistically, numbers wise, is still going to blow past the last one. But yet, somehow this one's a flop. You see how kind of like fucked up that is? You can't really get caught up in that shit. So again, I think there's going to definitely be some reflection for him, and hopefully he makes the right decisions moving forward when it comes to his audience and how to entertain them. Maybe, you know, he needs to find a way to ground himself again when it comes to the content shit. But, you know, he's still winning, though. He's still he's still successful.
Do stupid shit back when that was his age, right? So I just feel like those are just some fun times.
Now, would I say is an overall Mafiathon 3 is a failure? No. To be quite honest with you, Cenat is still going and is still on pace to do 1 million subs or whatever his ultimate goal is. It could be plus, you know, viewership, plus followership, plus all these different things. He's on pace to do all those things. And to be honest with you, one way or not, he's gonna get it. I think that people can recognize and probably should be okay with the fact that they might have grown out of some sort of content and maybe that's not for them. But to do the whole like sweeping indictment thing, that's where I kind of probably draw the line. Because for the most part, I feel like this is just a higher produced version of the previous ones, which is ultimately the end goal. I think that a lot of content creators start doing content for a couple of different reasons, but probably one of the main ones is that they saw something on a big screen and want to replicate it for themselves. And with the capital and ability through brands and sponsorships, if Kai can pull that off, if Duke can pull that off, if I can pull that off, if any content creator can pull that off, they're most likely going to pull that trigger. But do I think that this means that Cenat and streaming as a whole is void of criticism? Absolutely not. I think we have set a dangerous precedent, and this is probably the peak and the pinnacle of what people have been talking about for a long time. And there is a level of streaming fatigue that is just not talked about. I've covered it in another video, so I'm not going to belabor the point here, but there's a mix of a bunch of different problems that is plaguing the streaming community, and it's all coming to head right now. I do wonder what's going to happen in the future subathons. I think FaZe has one coming up next month, and the events to precede this, but it seems like a lot of people are looking to get more grounded with their communities, get into more niche and different spaces, because doing the same things that they've been doing for the past 2 to 3 years has been deemed as burnt out. And I think a lot of people from the viewer side and honestly from the creator side are honestly tired of it. It's starting to feel more like a job and us watching a television show as opposed to, you know, just kicking back with a dude from New York that I could relate to as a dude from Atlanta, Georgia. A dude, and I'm a dude, and we can kick back and relax. The slumber party thing. The lady already said it. But let me know what you guys think. If you think that this is like
W video from my boy Omizi. Again, I kind of gave y'all all my thoughts already, so I'm very curious to hear y'all feedback, man. At the end of the day, I think when you are striving and thriving towards greatness, change is inevitable. You're not going to be able to make everybody happy, but I do think, like me personally, bro, I love reading the comments. I love seeing y'all comments. I love seeing the negative comments. I love all the constructive criticism, because while some of y'all are assholes and are saying complete bullshit, you know, there are times where somebody says something that is genuinely constructive criticism, like, hey, Berto, here's a perspective that I think you're missing. And, you know, I'm the type of person where I can kind of read through the lines and be like, you know what, there might be some truth there. Or, you know, I didn't really agree with that, but I'll still keep that in mind. And I think that's the beauty of having a community. That's the beauty where it's like, at the end of the day, without y'all support, us as creators, we're nothing. So while you still have to move in the direction that you want to as a creator, because if you didn't trust your gut and if you didn't trust your intuition, then shit, you wouldn't even be here in the first place. You probably would have been doubting yourself and never would have posted that first video. You never would have dropped that song. You never would have put out your art. So you do have to trust your gut and take risk as a creator. And this is part of the game. But also still make sure you're grounding yourself and paying attention to your audience and trying to at least serve the people that came up with you. But at the end of the day, you can't make everybody happy. And I understand that just even on my current content journey. Some of y'all know, like, I started on this channel. Well, I didn't start on this channel as an animator. I started on this channel doing a bunch of other stuff. There's a lot of videos that are privated, but I got my big break on YouTube as an animator. You know, those videos are still up on the channel right now. And, you know, a lot of you guys sometimes are like, yo, where's the animations? Where's the animations? It's like, I made an executive creative decision that I was like, yo, I'm moving away from that right now. A lot of people didn't like that. You know, I saw a lot of viewership die off, but guess what? I took a chance on myself, and, you know, I can show y'all right now, like, I'm having the most views I've had in a very long time. I'm having the most views that I've had in a very long time. I could literally just show y'all right here. Boom. Like, my shit is up. The hard look at the all green hours up. The hard work's paying off. So it's like, I took that risk, and I'm trusting my gut. And a lot of people are hating on me for it, but it's part of the game. It's part of the game. It doesn't mean that I don't care. It doesn't mean that I didn't, love doing what I was doing. It just means like, bro, it's time for change, and I can't make everybody happy. So, any advice to my creators out there, trust your gut, but also try to keep in consideration. Don't forget where you came from. But that's all I got for y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Where you at, family? I'll see you on the next one. This is the last video of the day. Tap into the Twitch streams. Berto 2, link in the description.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look sweet.